What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Team Fish Knuckles YouTube channel. Today is Expanded Thursday. Today we're going to look at the Mega Rayquaza deck, Hexquaza, Speedquaza. It has so many different names, whatever you want to call it. But this is actually the list that Ryan Peterson used to make 6th place at Florida Regionals. And Florida Regionals did have Breakpoint Legal, so I'm very excited to review this deck, especially since it has Puzzle of Time in the deck, which seems very, very, very good in this deck because you don't play Juniper, so you never discard these Puzzle of Times. They always stay in your deck. Let's go over the deck real quick if you don't know what it does. So, your main attacker is going to be Mega Rayquaza. It has the attack E-Mode Break. It does 30 this deck does 30 damage times the number of your benched Pokemon. So if you have 5 benched Pokemon, which is usually the normal limit is 150, which doesn't take any knockouts, but with Skyfield, you're allowed to have up to 8 bench Pokemon. And that means if you have 8 bench Pokemon, you can do 240 damage, which knocks out everything in the game except for Wailord EX or maybe a black or white Kieran with the crystal wall, whatever which one it is. Any funny stuff like that, you don't take a knockout. But it's such a good card. Like, most of the EX Pokemon in this game have like 180 damage to 240, which Mega Rayquaza can just one-shot them, which is great. And that's why I love this deck. And you could do it on turn 1. And you might be like, Squeaky, there's no way you're attacking with Mega Rayquaza, doing 240 damage on turn 1, but I promise when you watch this video, you'll see how easy it is. And also, it has this amazing trait, Delta Evolution. You can play this card automatically on turn 1, and that's why you can use Emerald Break turn 1, which is, oh my goodness, it's such a good combo. I love this deck during regionals last year with Metal Rayquaza, Solid Snake, whatever you want to call it, and you know, since this year, you've seen him play with Hoopa and the Hex Maniac combo. It's really amazing. I do love it a lot. And also, you play one Rayquaza EX, the Dragon one. Dragon Claw does 30 damage. DCE, you could knock out maybe knock out like Joltix or an egg or something, but it's not weak to lightning, which is the big deal why it's in here. If you notice, the Rayquaza is weak to lightning, but this one is weak to fairy, which is not really that seen that much in Expanded. So you could retreat to this Rayquaza, leaving the axe spot to let it get hit, but not knocked out. So that's your main attacker right there. It's the Rayquaza. You have 4 Shaman. Yes, you felt 4 Shaman. Yep. With setup, you're going to draw. You have 6 cards in your hand, and this is how you're going to draw through your deck so quickly. You're going to use Shaman, draw 6, play a bunch of stuff, use Shaman, draw 6, do a bunch of stuff, and by the end of turn 1, you can have 20 cards left in your deck easily, which is weird and cool at the same time. You play 1 Execute. With the propagation ability, once during your turn before you attack, if this Pokemon is your discard pile, you may put this Pokemon into your hand. And this makes it where you can use Ultra Ball to discard an egg and something else, Computer Search, discard an egg and something else. And the really cool thing is, let's say they bump your Skyfield, they discard your Skyfield, you could discard that Execute, and then when you put down a Skyfield, you can propagate it, put it back into your hand, and then put it on the back down, which is really great. It's like a automatic plus 30 if it's on your bench, and then it gets discarded, and it's in your discard pile. You can use it, bring it back, and then have that 30 damage, which is amazing. And you don't have to Ultra Ball it for a late game. You just have it in the discard pile, ready to go. You play 1 Virizion for the Verdant Wind. Each of your Pokemon that has any grass energy attached to it can't be affected by special conditions. So Laser can't hurt your Rayquazas, Confusion, Poison, all that stuff. That's mostly is for lasers. In Expanded, lasers are played a lot, and Virizion helps it so your Rayquazas don't go to sleep. Especially, well, I was going to say something silly, but that doesn't work. Don't worry about what I was going to say. But I was going to say, if they play Hex Maniac and put you to sleep, you have Virizion. But if they Hex Maniac, the Virizion doesn't work. Duh. I don't know why I was saying that. But it's still pretty cool. If you missed a Floatstone, if they Xerosic your Floatstone, then you still have Virizion to prevent your Rayquazas to be asleep, which is really neat. 1 Jirachi, which you can Ultra Ball to Stellar Guidance to search for any supporter card and play it. So that's what you're guaranteed, like a Colress on in, maybe Hex Maniac turn 1 with Jirachi. And your other main draw supporter is going to be Hoopa. Hoopa has the ability Scoundrel Ring. When you play this Pokemon from your hand onto your bench, you may search your deck for 3 EX Pokemon, reveal them, and put them into your hand. So with Hoopa, you're usually going to search like Keldeo, a Rayquaza, and a Shaman, and then you're going to draw a bunch of cards, and then you can Hoopa again to search for maybe a Mega Rayquaza, a Shaman, and another Rayquaza. And it's really cool that Hoopa can get all your attackers out, and since you play Skyfield, you have the bench spots to do this. You play one Keldeo for that rush in and retreat, and let's say the Lysand or something up, you're like, whatever, I don't care, I'm just going to rush in, retreat. If you start with the wrong Pokemon, you can rush in, retreat, which is really neat. You could use Secret Sword, 50 and plus 20. It basically does 50 because there's no water energies, and you can use Emerald Slash for 50, but that's probably not that good. And you can use Sky Return as well to pop Focus Sashes, which is the main thing it's used for if you're attacking with Shaman. But the deck also plays Seismitoad EX, and it has the attack Quake and Punch. We know what this does. Shuts down item cards, does 30 damage. And this is for the early game. Let's say you have a bad hand, you can't really get that crazy of a start. You get Quake and Punch, and just locking your opponent out of item cards is amazing. Now, Ryan might have another reason why he plays that. If he watches it, hey Ryan, let us know why you play the Seismitoad besides to shut down item cards early game. But also, it's just another Pokemon you can put on the bench automatically, and you can be searched out with Scoundrel Ring. Okay, so that's all the Pokemon in the deck. The other thing that you could play is a 1/1 Altaria. The Altaria has the Delta Evolution already, as well as the Rayquaza, and it makes it where your colors Pokemon don't have weakness. So that means Mega Rayquaza can't be hit by lightning, which means Joltik can't hit for knockouts, or maybe Raichu, or anything that's teams play with, lightning Pokemon, but we really don't see that expanded that much, so you really don't need that, so that's good. You play 2 Battle Compressors, you're going to search your deck for three cards and discard them. You maybe discard like an egg, maybe your supporter cards, maybe an energy, 1 computer search, discard 2 cards from your hand, search your deck for any card and put it into your hand, shuffle your deck afterwards, and this is going to help you maybe get that crucial supporter card, maybe the DCE, because you really don't have a way to search out DCs besides computer search, which is great. 3 Mega Turbo, attach a basic energy from your discard pile to one of your Mega Evolution Pokemon. And like I said earlier, you're going to put your grass energies in the discard pile with Battle Compressor and or Ultra Ball, which is really cool. 4 Puzzle of Time. Now, this card is amazing in this deck. Like I said earlier, you don't play Juniper or Sycamore, so you don't ever discard your Puzzle of Time, so it'll always be in your hand. Unless your opponent uses like Delinquent or something to discard your hand, but you should probably just keep Puzzle of Time regardless. Well, it depends what's in your hand. But Puzzle of Time, if you play one card, you can look at the top 3 cards of your deck and put them back in any order. You're never going to use this in this deck. Like I said, you don't play Sycamore, so you always use a second ability or second effect, which is if you play 2 of these cards, you may put any 2 cards from your discard pile into your hand, which is amazing. So this way, you're getting back your DCEs, you're getting back your attackers, getting back Mega Turbos. There's a lot of things you can get back with Puzzle Time, and since you play 4 of those, you can do pretty much anything you want to, and I love this card in this deck. Shout out to Ryan for putting this in there. I didn't even think about this, but that's a really cool idea. 1 Sacred Ash to shuffle 5 Pokemon from your discard pile into your deck, and this is when they play Skyfield, or they play another stadium to bump your Skyfield. You get Sacred Ash shuffled back into your deck. 3 Trainer's Mail, look at the top 4 cards of your deck, put a trainer card you reveal in there, and put it into your hand. This can get you like your VS Seekers, your supporter cards, Ultra Ball, anything you want, you can get with Trainer's Mail, except for Trainer's Mail. That's the only card you can't get with the Trainer's Mail. For Ultra Ball, this is mainly going to search for Hoopas. Like, that's what you're probably going to search for the majority of the time. So you can use Scoundrel Ring, which is such a cool effect. 4 VS Secret to reuse supporter cards. And the list plays 1 course. Shuffle your hand into your deck, then draw a number of cards equal to the number of bench Pokemon, both yours and your opponent's. And if both you and your opponent have 8 Pokemon, you could shuffle your hand into your deck and draw 16. 16 cards, you're going to get whatever you need with 16. Which is, oh my goodness. And then 1 Hex Maniac. So the whole point of the deck is you want to go really quick turn 1, do everything you need. You're going to draw into all the cards you need with Shaman, set up a Mega Rayquaza, take a knockout, and you're going to Hex Maniac them. And that makes it where your opponent doesn't have any abilities till the end of their turn. And that means they can't use their own Shamans, they can't use their own Keldeos, they can't use whatever the abilities you want them to have. They just don't have anymore because you just Hex Maniac them, which is really, really neat. And I love this deck. Like, it's such a cool combo because every deck plays Shaman. And if you're able to get the turn 1 Hex Maniac, you basically shut down so many decks because they rely heavily on these Shamans. You play 1 Lysander, 1 in, a 1 Zerosic. Zerosic to discard DCEs, maybe certain tools off your opponent's side of the field. 1 in. Like I said, you don't play any Junipers, so you need the in for early game. Maybe late game, if your opponent takes so many, like they take 4 prize cards and you haven't taken any, you could end them down to 2 while you get 6. 4 Skyfield, which we need for the Emerald Break to do maximum damage. 2 Flowstone to give your Keldeos free retreat, or whoever is in the active spot. If your Keldeo is prized, you give Flowstone the active, retreat it, and you'll be good to go. And if you're worried about Zerosic or Megaphone, you have puzzle time to get back your Flowstones, which is pretty, that's amazing. 3 Spirit Links to make it where your Rayquazas don't end your turn, because when you have Mega Evolve, you end your turn. But if you have the link, it makes it where it does it. 4 DC and 3 Grass Energies. Now, I like to say it's a pretty straightforward deck, but it's sometimes complicated because you have to make sure you discard the right cards, you get the hoop out with the right cards. I still struggle with it sometimes, but we've seen a lot of success with it, and I really, really do love Rayquaza. Ever since I played it with Bronzong, it's had a special place in my heart. But hopefully you enjoyed this video. Hopefully the introduction wasn't too long. I know I explained a lot, but I want to make sure that you understand everything about this deck. But hopefully you enjoyed this video, and let's see the deck in action. Alright, so putting against Fungus, 3-2-1, playing a Grass, Colors, Dragon, and Water deck. We're waiting for them to load the game, and there we go. And let's see what we're playing against. Call heads like always, and no! We lost the coin flip, and let's see what happens on their turn 1, and can we get an explosive turn 1? Alright, well we start Jirachi. That's definitely better than starting Hoopa, so we'll keep the Hoopa in our hand, and we just gotta hope they don't play a Hex Maniac, and oh, there it is, there's good old Hex Maniac. So they have DCs in their deck. There's a Max Potion, but a Max Potion is not going to matter. We're just going to one-shot them regardless, and yeah, we'll draw a card, sure. Okay, an Ultra Ball, press done, still don't want to start a Hoopa, and oh no, an Aegislash. Okay, oh, and a red card, great. Fantastic. Now, Aegislash has the ability, Mighty Shield. It makes our Pokemon with special energies cannot hurt it. But luckily, we do play Hex Maniac, so maybe we can get around that. Okay, so you see an Ultra Ball, and let's see what else they have. They discarded an Egg and a N. Are they also playing a Hex Quaza deck? There's a Hoopa. Is it going to be a Hex Quaza mirror match? There's a Hoopa. They'll search deck for 3 EX Pokemon with Scoundrelling. And let's see what they decide to get down. Is it going to be a mirror match? That would be amazing. Oh my goodness. Let's see what the Hoopa gets. Is it going to be some Rayquazas? And it is Mega Rayquaza, and a Keldeo. Alright, so it looks like it's going to be a mirror match. This should be exciting. So Rayquaza, Keldeo, DC go down to the Rayquaza, Skyla. So no turn 1 Hex Maniac. That's good for us. We don't want them to use Hex Maniac. There's a Sycamore for the next turn, and they have Mega Rayquaza to evolve this turn as well. Alright, let's see what happens on our turn. We get a Skyfield. So we're going to Ultra Ball, discard Skyfield, and a Grass Energy. With this, we will get a Hoopa, and the other Hoopa's in the deck as well, and so is the Keldeo. So we need the Keldeo with the Floodstone. So we'll grab the Hoopa, lay down the Skyfield, use Hoopa, and with Hoopa, we can search for 3 EX Pokemon. Is Hex Maniac in our deck? That's the main question. Or is Lysander? We could maybe Lysander up that Pokemon, okay, so Hex Maniac. It is Lysander. Ooh, okay. So let's go for Hoopa first. Let's see what happens. So grab Keldeo, Rayquaza, and maybe another Shaman. We could, yeah, let's grab another Shaman. Maybe we could play all of our cards down, use Shaman one more time. Let's grab those 3. Put down Rayquaza, put down the Keldeo, play Shaman, draw in 5. Yes. Can we get a Floodstone, DCE, some other stuff? Okay, so we got the DCE. Put on that guy. We get Trainer's Maul. Look at the top 4 cards of our deck. We grab the Zerosic. Okay, we can Ultra Ball, discard in and Zerosic, and let's see what's in our deck that we can grab. Maybe a Rayquaza, maybe another Hoopa. Ooh, interesting. But no more Shamans are in our deck, so this would be the last Shaman we can use. So let's grab Hoopa. I think we grab Hoopa. I think it might seem good. Yeah, so grab Hoopa. Okay. We'll grab the Hoopa, and with the Hoopa, we'll just search out one card, and that one card will be another Rayquaza. Yeah, that seems fine. We'll grab a Rayquaza. Put down the Rayquaza. Play Shaman. Draw in 5. Can we get the 5 cards we need? Let's see, what do we get off the Shaman for 5? There's a Spear. Oh, we whiffed it by 1. Oh, man. Okay, because we could... Yeah, we had the... Oh, no, we missed it by 2. We need a supporter card as well. So, let's see. We can Ultra Ball. Discard the Grass and the VS Seeker. And with this, we can grab a Mega Rayquaza to end our turn. Okay, that probably seems like the best play. We'll put down the Mega Rayquaza, end our turn. Now, if he knocks us out this turn with the Mega Rayquaza, let's see. So, Mega Turbo, have another Rayquaza ready to go. Or have the Rayquaza ready to go. And yeah, we'll just end our turn. We could VS Seeker for an N. But he has a Sycamore in his hand. We just gonna let him play the Sycamore. He only has 2 cards in his hand. But if he sends us the Mega Rayquaza, we can knock it out next turn, and we can VS Seeker for N, putting him at 2 cards, or 4 cards. So we see a Sycamore, discard his hand, draw 7 new cards. Alrighty, and let's see what happens. There's Rayquaza. Oh man, we whiffed the Floatstone Hex Maniac. I know there's a lot of cards to draw into, but I believed, and we didn't achieve. Spirit Link going down the Rayquaza. The big question is, will he attack us this turn? If he doesn't attack us, then we made a misplay. No, onto our turn. Okay, we get a Battle Compressor, which doesn't do anything. Alright, so Battle Compressor. We get discard Course, Hex Maniac, Lysander. Alright, so discard those 3. We will VS Seeker for a Course. Alrighty, yeah, let's Course. I think that's the best play. We'll Course for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. We get a Spirit Link, Mega Rayquaza, Floatstone on the Keldeo, and I'm actually going to rush and retreat to the Hoopa. Oh, if we get a DCE, we could Quicken Punch this turn, which might mess our opponent up. So let's Trainer's Mail. Let's see if we can get a DCE this turn. Okay, that's not good. If we had a computer search, we might be able to... Yeah, there's the DCE. So let's just grab a Skyfield just so we don't draw into it. Or maybe we should have got a Mega Turbo. Yeah, that's probably the best play. We have Time Puzzles, which really doesn't do anything right now. We'll retreat to the Hoopa. And we'll just pass. Yep. Oh, we could have Mega Turbo to this guy, but I don't know. It doesn't seem worth it. Well, maybe we could have just got the Mega Turbo out of the way. We'll see what happens. If my opponent doesn't have anything, we're going to Lysander and knock out this Rayquaza, and then knock out this Rayquaza with this Rayquaza. So we see Course going to get a billion as well. Yes, a billion. That's how much he's getting. But he needs, let's see, 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He needs 2 more Pokemon to put down. We can knock out his Mega Rayquaza next turn, like I said. Sadly, we don't play Aegisage. There's an Ultra Ball, discarding those 2. Probably getting a Shape. Nah, Shape doesn't really do anything. Maybe another Hoopa. If he grabs the Hoopa, then he can play it out and do everything he needs to this turn. So Rayquaza, okay. He needs a Floatstone as well, so Rayquaza comes down. DC to the active. Okay, alright, I like it. But I think going for this Mega Rayquaza on the bench is definitely probably the safer play. Just Lysander up and take a knockout. Or we could Hex Maniac him, make it where he might not be able to take a knockout. I think still going for a VS Seeker for the Lysander to knock out this guy is the best play. So we're going to grab a Lysander. We're going to knock out that Mega Rayquaza, kind of take out the threats right now. So let's bring him up. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21, 22 is lights. Yeah, that's going to knock it out. We'll rush in. Let's put down the Toad. Let's show our takeoffs too. Well, let's do the maximum damage we can do. Put down the Toad, retreat to the Rayquaza, and let's play the Mega Turbo just in case he ends us. Put it on that guy. We'll put a Floatstone onto the Hoopa. And let's use Emerald Break to take the first knockout. And I think we pretty much win the game since we took the first knockout. So we'll take 2 prize cards. He might think like Aegislash is enough to stop us, but I don't think so. Like, it doesn't seem that great. He could tackle Mega Rayquaza, but then we have the other Mega Rayquaza ready to go. Floatstone, energy on that guy. VS Seeker Does he has an N in the discard pile, so he can't play the N. He's actually going to get a Colress, though, which is not good for my opponent because we have Time Puzzle in our hand. There's an Ultra Ball, going to discard a Lysander Sycamore. Maybe getting a Hoopa. I'm not sure he'll get. He needs to fill a Roselia. Ooh, he plays Roserade. Alright, so Roserade has a cool ability. When you put it down, you can search your deck for any card and put it into your hand, which is really neat. So we see course 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 cards off of course. Oh man, if he whiffed what he wants, I don't know what he's going for. But if he whiffs it, that would be really funny and sad at the same time. We'll see what happens. Retreats to the Aegislash. That's not good. Because we could Time Puzzle getting out a Hex Maniac and shutting off that Aegislash. The big question is, what else do we get in the discard pile? Probably just a VS Seeker. On to our turn. We will Time Puzzle. Play another Time Puzzle. Let's play both of those cards. We'll get back a VS Seeker and a Hex Maniac. That seems good. So we'll shut down our opponents. Shut down the Aegislash using Hex Maniac. So I'll put that down. And we will Emerald Break for the knockout. Taking a knockout on the Aegislash, doing 240 damage. Going down to 2 prize cards. It doesn't seem like my opponent seems like he whiffed a lot of stuff. So Rayquaza, DCE. If he knocks us out this turn, we can retaliate with this guy. Rayquaza comes up. Does he have the energy and a bunch of Pokemon to knock us out this turn? That's the big question. I like how both full arts are fighting each other right now. Grass Energy to the active. Shaman coming down. He needs more than that, though. He needs more than that. Let's see what else does he have. I mean, if he ends us this turn, maybe we'll be in trouble. Yeah, there's an end. Gonna put us at 2 cards, but hopefully we can draw into the stuff we need. We do have a VS Seeker in our deck. All we need is a DCE, and we'll be okay. So, VS Seeker and a Grass Energy. We can play Colress, draw on a billion. There's a Roselia coming down, a Virizion coming down, so you will take a knockout this turn. Emo Break, doing a knockout, 210 damage. Oh, it actually doesn't knock us out. Oops, he doesn't have enough. And there's a victory screen. Oh, man. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21? Yeah, 21. There we go. So, yeah, it's not a knockout, but whatever. There we go. Taking a game against the Mega Rayquaza deck. Oh, I think he had Execute in the discard pile, and that's what he forgot to do. He forgot to propagate, put the egg down, but we had VS Seeker. We would have Colress for I don't know if he filled his bench up to 8, and then we had 7. That's like 15. Yeah, 15, and then we would have had 3 cards left in our deck. And if we missed the DC, I would be very sad. But we'll see one more game with Mega Rayquaza here in a second, and hopefully it's not a mirror match. But that was pretty cool seeing a mirror match happen. But we'll see one more game with the deck here in a second. All right, putting against AAZZY. Alright, let's see what happens. Playing some kind of water color steel deck. I'm not sure what this could be, but we'll see what happens. Maybe it's another Mega Rayquaza deck. It could be with that combination. But let's see. Okay, we lost the coin flip, so we will go second. Hopefully they don't Hex Maniac or use the turn 1 red card. Even though the last time they used the turn 1 red card, we still had an amazing hand. Okay, so we start with such a weird hand. Yeah, we'll start with Toad. Okay. We'll keep the Jirachi in our hand, and let's see what happens. Man, like I said, this is a weird hand. Computer Search, Ultra Ball, both in a starting hand. There's a Dialga and a Keldeo. So, DC to the active. Muscle Band going to the Dialga. EX. Bronzor coming down. Shaman coming down, going to draw 4 cards. Our opponent probably is like, oh no, Seismitoad, we gotta play all of our item cards real quick, hurry up, he's going to Quake and Punch us. But I'm definitely going to try to go for the turn 1 Emerald Break, getting those 6 cards for sure. I mean, we have a good turn 1, there's an Aegislash as well, once again, but luckily we do have Hex Maniac to shut it down. Hopefully he doesn't have a Floatstone to retreat. There's a Skyfield as well, there we go. Alright, and an in. Okay, alright, so I mean, I would have Ultra Balled. Not sure what I would have discarded off the back. Okay, oh my goodness, this top deck. Okay, this is great. This is fantastic. All right, so we'll see what happens. So on our turn, what do we top deck? A Skyfield. Okay, so we're going to Computer Search, discard Skyfield and a Shaman. And I know it's crazy we're discarding Shaman, but we're going to be okay. We're going to grab a Hoopa. Yeah, we're going to go for Hoopa. Okay, I was making sure our Flowstones weren't prized. So let's go for a Hoopa. Play down the Hoopa, and with the Hoopa, we're going to search for, we're going to search for 3X Pokemon. You're going to bet we're going to search for 3X Pokemon. Alright, so our Shamans aren't prized like last game. That's great. Like, I think we only had 2 Keldeo Shamans last time. We're going to grab a Rayquaza, Virizion, and a Rayquaza. Yes, he's fine. We'll grab those 3. 1, 2, 3. Going into our hand, we'll put down the Rayquaza, put down the Rayquaza, put down the Keldeo, put down the Virizion, play the Shaman, draw in 4. Yes, and let's see, what do we get off these 4? Okay, so we get double puzzle time. We get an Ultra Ball as well. So let's use puzzle time, playing both of them. Yep, and with this, we're going to grab computer search and a Shaman. There we go. So putting those 2 cards in our hand, we can then computer search, discard the let's discard Ultra Ball and Mega Turbo. No, let's discard the VS Seeker. Yeah, we'll get those 3, discard those. And with this, we'll grab a Battle Compressor. How many VS Seekers are left in our deck? There's 1, 2, 3. Okay, so yeah, let's grab the Battle Compressor. We'll play the Compressor. With the Compressor, we're going to discard a Course. Oh, now, Course. There's a Course prize. I'm going to be sad. Oh, my goodness. It looks like our only supporter in the deck is in. Oh, my. Yep. Oh, wait, did we discard any? Nope. Yep, our only supporter's in. Okay, that's not good. So we'll discard in a Grass Energy and another Grass Energy. We could discard an egg. So let's discard the egg instead, just in case. So discard those 3. We'll play Shaman. Draw in 4. Yep. And let's see, what do we get off the Shaman? Okay, if we had Course, we'd be really good. So we're going to VS Seeker for it in. Man, if we had a Course, we would be in an amazing position. But we priced our Course. Alright, so let's end. We're going to get 6 new cards. Alright, so we get an Ultra... Oh, we have... Oh, my goodness. If we get a Floatstone and or... what is it? A Link, we'll be okay. So, Trainer's Mill... Okay, there's a Link. Okay, so we got the Link. Put it on this guy. We will Ultra Ball, discard these 2, grabbing a Mega Rayquaza. Alright, come on down, Mr. Mega Rayquaza. There we go. Man, this turn 1's been like 10 minutes. Put down Mega Rayquaza. Play Shaman. Our 3rd Shaman... Going to draw up to 6. Yep. And let's see, can we get a Mega Turbo and a Floatstone? Oh, we're so close. Come on, Floatstone. Oh, we got it. Yes, we got the turn 1, 100, like 240. So, Floatstone. Oh no, I meant to put on the Keldeo. Mega Turbo retreats and ammo break. I meant to attach the Floatstone to the Keldeo, not the Side Stone. But turn 1 knockouts. There we go. But we just gotta hope we draw to another supporter. There's a a Hex Maniac and Lysander. Alright, that's good. So now they send him to Aegislash. All we can do next turn is Hex Maniac, shut down the Aegislash, take a knockout, and then put a DC on the other Mega Rayquaza. And things are looking good. Here comes an Aegislash. And you can see in both games, they did have an Aegislash, but we have Hex Maniac to shut that down. Floatstone goes on Keldeo. Now, my opponent needs to play another Stadium card. If they don't, then we're pretty much going to win this game because that Stadium's going to stay there forever. There's a Professor going to search your deck for 2 energies. Alright, so 2 Metal Energies coming on down. Alright. I mean, if they didn't put down the Sky Field, we had 2 Sky Fields ready to go, so we would have been okay regardless. Ultra Ball, discard 2 Metal Energies. And things are looking good. A Bronzong coming down. Not really worried about that. I mean, our opponent has to end us this turn. If they don't end us, we get to use Hex Maniac to basically shut down the Aegislash and kind of win the game. There's Shaman drawing 3 with the setup. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Let's see. Do they get that VS Seeker for the end is the big question. And if they do, can we draw into a Battle Compressor, VS Seeker at the same time, and or just a Hex Maniac? Either one would work fine, or Lysander. If we get the Lysander, we can knock out the Lugia, knock out the Shaman. Pretty sure I'm just gonna knock out the Lugia because we don't want to hurt Shaman. That's our baby. We don't. How could you hurt Shaman? It's amazing Pokemon. So why would you hurt it? But there's a Metal Energy, DCE, Sycamore. There we go. We're going to use Hex Maniac this turn and knock out this Aegis Slash. There we go. So he's going to discard a bunch of stuff, basically DCE, Sycamore, Fan Club, Switch. Alrighty, but things are looking good. He's going to send this Aegis Slash. Smack us, but not knock us out. They only do 4, 6, 8. Yeah, 80 damage. The damage increased to 80, but we're about to take it. We're about to destroy him. So put a DC on this Rayquaza, and let's just play the Hex Maniac and use Mode Break and to knock it out. And then, not sure what he could do the following turn. Maybe knock us out with the other. Maybe with this Lugia. Maybe somehow Lugia can knock us out this turn. It will need a bunch of energies to do that. So take 2 prize cards. Going down to 2, there's a Mega Turbo. And a Zerosic. Here comes Lugia. Can Lugia take a knockout this turn? Air Ball will knock... A Deep Hurricane will knock us out. But I don't see how that's possible with only one Bronzong out. There's a Lugia coming down. Or not Lugia. Dialga EX coming down. And things are looking good for us right now. Let's see, how much does Aero Ball do? 20, 40, 60, 80, 121, 60? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, no, 120. And there we see a victory screen, so we try to make sure. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 140, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, I think if he would have got a DCE, Metal Energy, he would have knocked us out, and we would have been in a weird situation because we would have had to tackle with the Mega Rayquaza on the bench. But hopefully, since we had Trainer's Mill, we had a Shaman, it might have been possible to take a knockout the following turn. That was so weird that our Chorus and our Hex Maniac was prized. But hopefully you enjoyed this video. You can see the power of Hex Quaza. See how good of a deck it is. You can take knockouts pretty easily, just over and over again. But hopefully you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. Hope you learned something new about the Hex Speed Quaza deck. You can see how easy it is to get that turn 1 240. I think game 1 we whiffed it barely. We whiffed the Floatstone, but this game we had it, then we had it again, and then you can take another knockout. And you can see why this is such a strong deck in Expanded, and even in Standard, it's still a really, really good deck. You just have to change some stuff around. There's no more Colors, which is kind of a big deal. No more In, so you'd have to play like Sycamore and a Birch instead, but you still have all the Shamans, you still have the Hoopa, you still have the Mega Rayquaza, the Rayquaza, you don't have Egg, Keldeo, and Virizion anymore, but you can replace those with like a Zork, maybe, trying to think else who you can replace it with. Zork for sure. Zork might be really good in the deck, but hopefully you enjoyed this video. Thanks for watching. I hope you have a great day. Alrighty.